Now, in a major diplomatic victory for Korea, the United States and Japan have agreed to tweak their joint defense guidelines, so Tokyo would have to get the green light from Seoul before any Japanese troops could come to the Korean peninsula in an emergency situation. Kim Hyun reports.
Korea, the United States and Japan have agreed that Washington and Tokyo's joint defense cooperation guidelines should be revised so they respect the sovereignty of third countries. The Pentagon says the revised guidelines will reflect Korea's demand that Japan should get prior consent from Seoul before it can respond to contingencies on the Korean peninsula. The agreement was reached during the three countries' annual defense talks known as the Trilateral Dialogue. The chief delegates in Washington were Korea Deputy Defense Minister seung, U.S. Assistant Secretary of Defense David Shear, and Japan's Vice Defense Minister Tokuchi Hideshi. The Pentagon said the officials agreed on the importance of promoting defense initiatives in a way that contributes to regional peace and stability. Washington and Tokyo are now in the final stages of revising the guidelines, first agreed in 1997, to reflect changes in regional and global security situations. It's hoped the revisions will be finalized when Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe visits the U.S. at the end of the month. The pact has been watched carefully in Korea as it's expected to reflect Tokyo's decision to exercise its right to collective self-defense, which empowers Japan to fight alongside its allies, such as the U.S., even if Japan itself is not attacked. South Korea has been concerned that Japan could send troops to the Korean peninsula in the name of aiding the U.S. in the event of a sudden conflict with North Korea. South Koreans still have painful memories of Japan's brutal colonial rule of Korea in the early 20th century. Kim Hyun, Arirang News.